Good morning, bună dimineața, dobre utro, bore da. It's Monday the 18th of May, the penultimate week of this extraordinary, long, eventful academic year, our third academic year at Heritage International School. And as you can see, since the restrictions were eased on Friday, I managed to find somewhere to get a decent haircut. So I'm really pleased. But as we all know, restrictions have eased, but we still need to bear in mind that we haven't solved the issue of COVID-19. So all the hard work on physical distancing, making sure that we're mindful, people wearing their masks, people washing their hands, please, please, please continue all of this. Education beats COVID-19. Now, before I start this morning, there are a number of things I want to say thank you to students because there's been some remarkable work in this last week. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to Domna Livia and Domna Verica. On the 30th of April, their students took part in the 17th Romanian National Olympiad across the country. My notes are here. 650 students, 35 schools, 150 questions. Guys, this is remarkable, and I'm really pleased to read some successes this morning. So from grade 8, we have Nicoletta Marda, we have Sophia Corescu and Alex Silly. Well done to you guys. Now, Nicoletta, I think you got a place, and Sophia, Alex, an honourable mention. Well done, guys. That's really good. And promoting Romanian language and culture, really, really important. And my thanks to the teachers. Now, on 7B, some wonderful results from the Olympiad. Sabina Turkan, second in the National Olympiad. Well done, Sabina. Bogdana Buzag, third. Gabriela Russo, third. In 5A, Maria Kretsu, third. Sebastian Karush, third. Mariella Karush, wonderful. Mariella, can I also say thank you for the amazing history video you did? One of my favourite places, not just in Moldova, but entire Europe, is Sirocco. And I loved the video you did on Sirocco, that beautiful fortress town up in the north there, on the banks of the Nistru. And I had a wonderful visit there one Sunday a few months back, and it really is, it was lovely to read, and so thank you so much for your hard work there. Stefan Budnaro, 7A, Valero Budino, 5A, Mihai Kretsu, Tristan Tanas, all wonderful mentions for your hard work in the Romanian Olympiad. So my thanks to you guys, and well done. That's really good to read, especially the success that you're still achieving in these extraordinary circumstances of the lockdown and how our school is operating on the DLP. Now, I also want to say thank you to the remarkable students of 3A and Mrs. Valentina. That Assembly for Europe Day has been praised by so many people on e-twinning and just being able to do something so rich as an assembly you did. And then 1B, my goodness, you guys, and the amazing, awesome Mrs. Natalia. You did a really, really lovely assembly on the family on Friday, and my thanks to you. My assembly this week, my penultimate one for gymnasium, is looking at leadership, and I think there's been some remarkable examples of leadership. I have to say, from a lot of female leaders around the world. One or two male leaders could do with taking some tips from the likes of Jacinda Ardern. But my assembly for this week is on leadership. My apologies for the social responsibility date being confused for the 7th of May, not the 14th. It's my age, I think. I also think I put that one down as well for an assembly for the 7th, but there we go. Now, the leadership team and Mrs. Tatiana Arnautu and all those members of that team have been working hard on the summer school, which you've seen now. We've also going to plan with Mrs. Liliana a intensive English course for the summer, and details of those are coming out now. We don't know the exact nature of how the lockdown will be lifted over the summer months, so we are obviously planning for both eventualities. But those are there to make sure that there are things for you to consider for the summer months if we're on a staycation. Teachers are also working on updating the reading summer challenge lists, which were last year we introduced to you for the first time. So those are there, and also some activities if we are on staycation this summer for you to also keep you nice and occupied, and your parents to have a break from you as well. So it's not schoolwork, but it's things to keep stretching and challenging your minds. This is, for me, really, I've already asked you about putting some work forward for our Founders' Day on the 27th of May, which will honour the remarkable vision of both Mrs. Natalia and Mr. Sinan in how they established this school and the vision behind this school, its values and its ethos. So the essay competition is looking at the challenges of the future and how we find solutions to that. And I've given you details of those. For the younger students, we looked at a poem or a nice picture, because your artwork and your creativity is phenomenal. And it'll be nice to honour on Founders' Day the vision that brings our school together and why we're all here, and this remarkable education that we all share and we're all a part of. And talking of that, on Saturday we had an extraordinary moment where we had virtual open house. So obviously we can't welcome our potential new families and our new families into school. There's a remarkable video that was produced by Cubo, and my thanks to the very hard work that all of Cubo have done, Mrs. Ludmilla and Mrs. Mariana and all their team, because they produced a remarkable video which you can see, which is a tour of our school. You might also notice there's somebody trying to do a TV presenting career on it as well. I think I was okay. But we also had so many lovely parents and families asking about heritage and for September. And it goes back to what Mrs. Linda was saying in the staff meetings again, being positive and looking forward with lots of hope to the future and how the school is growing. And that's all down to you as well, guys. You are amazing role models for the school. And if, you know, my own daughters, as a parent, you want to look at the success of some of the student names we've just read out here. This is what this school is doing, and you are a crucial part of that. So, as always, Motsameskin Spasiba. There's been a call for the yearbook photos. I hope you've managed to get lockdown haircuts, to look good and to look your best for yearbook photos. I also want to talk about the book choices, which one or two of you have been really good at giving me some nice pointers. Before I move on to the book review, my final notice is today is a special day. So with my Camrag on the other side of Europe, another small, proud, ancient nation dominated sometimes by its larger neighbours. So is Moldova the Wales of Eastern Europe? Well, it's a good title if we share that together. But we're working with that remarkable country on the other side of Europe, 3,000 kilometres away, which is the country of Wales. And today, Mrs. Tatiana Popper has been organising with students and staff the Heddwick 2020 peace message. Heddwick is Welsh for peace. And this message of peace and goodwill is being shared across Europe and across the world. And again, looking forward, you as young people and the challenges that you are facing and will have to face, and everything we're doing in our education to give you the skills, the knowledge, the wisdom to make way better decisions and choices that some of our leaders have made in the past and the present, unfortunately. But that message is a way of making sure we are all here together. And as I have used that wonderful lighthouse painting from Mrs. Elena, Imiar O'Heed, which is Welsh for we are still here and will continue to still be here. Right, some book choices. Thank you so much for all the suggestions. I know I hadn't come across this for a long time. I'm going to go back to Roald Dahl, who was Welsh, by the way, Norwegian Welsh. That's a good combination. So The Twits, okay, it's one of those wonderful Roald Dahl books, and that was recommended to me, and I think that's a great one to read. These are all from our school library. Mrs. Alina is working very hard. We've already put in the book orders in, and we're looking at books for next year. So lots of nice things to read there. So The Twits by Roald Dahl. I do not know the Cupcake Diaries. So this was a recommendation. Mia's Boiling Point. I think we've all got to that moment sometimes, haven't we? About middle school. So again, another nice choice. The Cupcake Diaries. The classic one that was recommended from Mark Twain, that great American writer, was The Prince and the Pauper. Obviously, Mark Twain famous for Huckleberry Finn, but the idea of switching places with Henry VIII's son. I know there's a Disney cartoon and things, but what a wonderful book to read as well. The idea that it isn't who we are because we're born that, our family or our privileges. It's actually our personality and how we develop. And I think The Prince and the Pauper's got some wonderful sort of lessons to learn about our status and sometimes perhaps just our titles and how we look isn't necessarily who we are. And it's a good book there. I mentioned Michael Morpurgo last week, and somebody did say, well, King Arthur, we know we have our own Arthur Chalmare in grade 9, and King Arthur was effectively the British sort of Stefan Chalmare, and whether it's myth or legend or history, who knows, but the Arthur stories are always good, and this is a great one from Michael Morpurgo as well. Now, I have been recommended this, Librarius and other bookshops are available, is open at the moment, so it's nice to be able to get back to some sort of normal. So from the author of The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, there's The Boy at the Top of the Mountain. Now, I haven't read this, and I know it's a gift from my daughter, Evie, for all her hard work as well, so I'll be curious. I might ask Evie to tell me what this one's like and give me a book review on this one as well. And I was reminded of, it's a wonderful film, but E.B. White's Charlotte's Web, about the spider and the pig, and the messages in the web, and wonderful story of all sorts of how Wilbur the pig basically avoids being turned into sausages, and how this wonderful spider, Charlotte, is able to save him. And it's a nice story of growing up in childhood and some of the horrible things that people feel that adulthood is waiting for, but it's not. It's a good child's perspective on the world. So Charlotte's Web, it's a great film to go with that as well. So guys, we have 2 more weeks left. Next week is International Education Week. Lots of great activities planned leading up to the last day on Friday the 29th of May. I know Mrs. Inga and all the teachers are putting together wonderful lessons that week. I want to say thank you and well done to all the grade 8s and 9s doing IGCSE spring exams. Those are tough, and especially in the circumstances, and all your teachers for persevering and making sure that our education continues. You're doing really good, guys, so keep that going. From me, it's coming to the end of May. We're starting to see the blossom turn into sort of the beginnings of summer. The weather's still nice and mild out there. It's not too hot at the moment. So guys, going back to the beginning of my talk, please, please, please bear in mind, we're not back to normal, but we've got some more normality. So do all the things to observe that we get rid of this nasty, horrible virus. You are remarkable young people. I was so proud to speak about you and your achievements, all of our achievements as a school on Saturday, to all the new parents and potential new parents and their children. Keep this going, all right? And as ever, please, please, please keep your families on side. Don't make them cranky. Do some washing up, make a meal, tidy up, say some nice words. Be good children and be good brothers and sisters and grandchildren, and do all those nice things that you are. Be good citizens, be good global citizens. So have a good day of peace, Hedwick, today on Monday the 18th of May, and stay safe. You guys are amazing. And as ever, hope, Nadezhda, Esperanza. Take care, guys. Your heritage. Never forget that.